Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about the Gateron GT60 Pro Plus. This was sent out to me, but it'll not change my thoughts or opinion on the review. I also would like to talk about the case and keycaps and what I got for it as well. But first, let's get into the PCB itself. So first, you get a nice purple sleek box. Then inside the box, you'll get all the screws you need, but you'll also get extra stabilizers as well, so you can support both spacebar configurations. So let's get into these spacebars first. So you can use a split spacebar configuration like these. I'm not sure the exact size of these spacebars, but I think it's about a 2.25U on each side, and then about a like 1.5U or something like that in the middle. And then you can also use a standard 6.25U spacebar as well, and all the stabilizers are included, so you can use either one. The question is, will you like split spacebar? So personally, for me, I was switching between a lot of keyboards lately, so I couldn't fully get used to it, but I did enjoy kind of using it. It was interesting trying it in both COD and Apex Legends. In terms of when I was just typing and not gaming, I wasn't really a huge fan, but otherwise, in game, it's definitely interesting to have another bind. For me, I don't think it's game changing, but we'll get into more later. In terms of these specs, this does support 8K polling, 0.12 ms radial latency, 32K scan rate, and the PCB is also waterproof, so if you drink at your desk, that's great. In terms of the layers, on top you have an FR4 plate. In terms of an FR4 plate, it's fine. It depending on your case and switches, depends on the sound signature. And you do have plate foam, PE foam, and a PET sheet. There is no foam on the back of the PCB. Like obviously in the case I'm using, I wouldn't use it anyway, but I would like for them to include a sheet of foam you could put on back of the PCB, because for a lot of cases that might make it sound a little better. And in terms of these stabs, they were pre-lubed a little bit. They're not pre-lubed very well. You might have to add a little bit of lube, but they're, I would say, acceptable. They're not terrible. In terms of the software, so I'll show you a clip of the software right now. It's a decent software, no issues with it. One thing I don't like about the software with these split space bars is that when you first use the board, it's binded to three. They're all on space bar. And in game, if you want to rebind the middle spacebar to something else, you have to rebind it in the software as well, which I personally don't like. Other split spacebars, you have to do this also on other keyboards, but I would like all three to be spacebar when I'm typing, and then in game different. You can have different profiles. It's just annoying to have to reopen the software. It would be nice if they had a way where you can kind of bind the middle spacebar to like spacebar 2, if they can call it that, and then so when you bind it in game, it would be considered spacebar 2 and be a different input. I don't know if that's possible, but that'd be great. In terms of performance in game, this feels super responsive. I don't have any latency tests, but the GT60 Pro, I have seen latency tests of, and it's pretty close to keyboards like the Neo 65 Sonic, the Eweadn, the Venom. It's definitely up there. It was one of the best, and this one is even better. So responsiveness is great. Performance is definitely not the best, but one of the best. And I can't tell the difference between the performance of this and my Flux 60 build. So, and the Flux 60 build is one of the best. So definitely solid performance. In terms of pricing, it is $122 shipped with code SOY. I will leave that code in the description. Overall, is this PCB kit worth it? I think at $122, the fact that you can use the regular spacebar and both split gives you a great option to try split spacebar but not be locked to it. So I think that's really great. The Eweadn is $20 more. It's going to be similar performance. So I can definitely recommend this if you want to try split spacebar. Even if you don't, it's a pretty solid option for the price. One more thing, if you do decide to go split spacebar, make sure your keycap set has the right keycaps. You might have to buy additional keycaps for your keycap set. But let's get into the Jade Ultra switches. These are the switches I'm using in this keyboard. They have a mechanical like typing feel, and in game they are They feel super good. They're super light. They're 30 plus 5 grams of force. Um, the sound is not great on these switches. They're not like terrible sounding. They just don't sound good. But in terms of rapid trigger, they're one of the best feeling with rapid trigger. They're super light on low actuation. They're the best feeling fastest switches to me. So if you don't care about sound, these would be my highest recommended switches because they're performance switches. They feel great. These switches do cost $60 shipped from Arbiter Studios, or $56 not including shipping from Gateron. So if you want to pick these switches up with the PCB, then get them from Gateron, but otherwise I would recommend getting them from Arbiter Studios. In terms of the keycaps, these are drop DCX bow keycaps. They're pretty good. I think they're double shot ABS if I remember correctly. They don't get too dirty being white. They're really solid quality, and they're a decent texture. I paid $30 for them, but right now they're $50 plus $5 to get the correct space bars. In terms of the case, so this is called the Kutethy. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. It's a GH60 case, so it'll support Flex PCB, the Venom PCB, the Eweadn. It's pretty much a Holy 60 clone for much cheaper. I'll show you like around the case. In the case though, it comes with a carrying case, a carrying bag, a strap. It comes with so many accessories. I think this is a solid case. It feels super premium, but a case like this is not going to sound the best just because it's hollow. But if you're not going for a sound build, you're going for a performance build. I can recommend this case. It's only $53 on Amazon right now. You might be able to get it for like a couple bucks cheaper on AliExpress as well. Overall, I would definitely recommend this case. It might sound a little better with some other switches, but again, if you don't really care about sound, I would definitely get it. So overall, my thoughts on this build: should you copy me or should you get some of these parts? So if you're going for a sound build, don't get the same case as me, don't get the same switches as me, but I would recommend the keycaps and the PCB. But overall, I can recommend all these parts in this build. You might not want to put them all together. You might want to get some of them, not the other, but everything in this build is top quality, and I will leave it in this description. Thank you for watching, and I'll leave it off with the sound test.